Today I'm going to talk to you about DBJ. That's right, DBJ. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is DBJ? Well, let me write it up for you. DBJ. Do you DBJ? Okay, let me explain it to you. It stands for deny, blame, and justify. Deny, blame, and justify is just part of our protection mechanism. We all DBJ at some time, right? In fact, DBJ starts quite early on in life. I have twin sons. They're grown up now, but when they were little, we used to color code them so I wouldn't get them mixed up. Joshua was in green and Nathan in red. I remember one day they were around the age of 4. It was Easter time and the green one, Joshua, comes in with chocolate around his mouth. I asked him, "Have you been eating chocolate?" He looked at me straight in the eye, and with all the innocence a monozygotic twin could muster, he said,
"No."
"Deny." I smirked and said, "But Joshua, you have chocolate around your mouth." He said,
"Nathan gave it to me."
"Blame." Nathan runs in with more energy than usual, and his red top is covered with chocolate handprints. Yeah, how cute, you might be thinking. I looked at them both, trying not to laugh, and managed to look almost stern when I said, "Guys, you know you're not supposed to eat chocolate before dinner time. If you do that again, I won't be buying any more chocolate."
"But Daddy, it's Easter time. Everybody eats chocolate."
Justify. So it starts our journey into DBJ. By the time we reach adulthood, if we're not careful, we can end up DBJing at the drop of a hat. So what's wrong with that? Well, if we constantly live in this space, we can end up in a situation called quit. Quitting happens in many ways. We can storm out, hang up the phone, leave, resign, slam the door. We can quit even while we're present physically. But there is an alternative. Instead of deny, we can accept. We can fess up or own up. Instead of blame, we can be accountable. And through that, give others permission to be accountable too. Instead of justify, we can take responsibility and realize that if it's going to be, it's up to me. And that means instead of quitting, we end up engaging. Today, we want you to be on the right-hand side of the diagram. We want you to accept, be responsible, be accountable, and engage. If you're living on the side, you're a victor, a winner. The left-hand side, well, you've probably gathered that if you constantly choose to live there, you're living as a victim. So, victim or victor? What would it be? In psychology, victims are said to have an external locus of control. Let me make that simple for you in simple English. Locus is just Latin for location. In other words, the control is outside of them. Life happens to them. You probably know people like that. Don't point to them. The ones I call victors have an internal locus of control, which means that they are the driver of the bus. They're in control, they're in charge. They can make new decisions in order to live successful lives. Throughout this program, I want to model accountability and responsibility. So if I come up with some DBJ story, some lame excuse, you can gently remind me by asking, "Are you DBJing?" I want you to hold me accountable. And I also want you to hold each other accountable too. Perhaps by asking the other person, "Are you DBJing? Can you do that for me?" Great. Also, if need to be, I hope that you don't mind me prodding you from time to time to keep you accountable. That way we can engage with the material and be successful in completing.